Hello everybody and welcome back to Tales of Tanorio. In last episode, we were here in the Whispering Woods, coming to find Enzo. There was a fire, and I think Enzo got arrested. Honestly, I don't remember. It's been like a month since I recorded the last episode. Um, but anyway, so today I actually wanted to work on filling in the atlas. And the reason that I wanted to do that is because we're already kind of back near, like, the first few areas. And so I figured since we're fairly close to that, I thought, why not just go back all the way and get all the Tonorians from those first few areas so we don't have to worry about coming back later. So honestly, I think that's what we're going to do. So just to explain a little bit further, because I didn't really do that much talking. Basically, today I wanted to kind of go back through all of the areas that we've been in and just catch as many Tenorians as possible. There isn't really all that much new as of when I'm recording this. And so I was like, you know what, we'll just kind of do some stuff that we can just for another video for the series. And because, I mean, since we have the time in between updates, I might as well. But basically, this video is going to be a lot of just catching Tenorians and then moving over slowly towards evolving all those Tenorians. So, you know, it's going to be very quick paced. I'm going to try and do a lot of, like, just quick cutting between stuff. I'm going to try and not make it too boring. But that's basically all it's going to be today. And maybe that doesn't interest you. Totally fine. But you know, if you're here for the ride, that's cool too. Anyway, let's get to catching some Tenorians then. So, for day one, I didn't really have a plan going in. It was just kind of a test day to see what I could get and to feel out how long this idea would take to actually record. Unfortunately, I only tested the catching and not the evolving. That's going to come back to bite me in the butt later, but we will get to that. I noticed that the Tanakans were somewhat ineffective, which may be the game's fault, which is what I believed while recording, or could more likely be explained due to my terrible luck. Either way, today we got a decent start catching Caterpillar, Kitweed, Rootrake, Manxo, Perlazy, Staggereye, Bomb Beetle, Citron Male, Citron Female, and Psycalf. I wanted to continue the video on the next day, and I was able to just about double my total caught from the previous day. Not very impressive since I only caught 10 on day 1, but it's still something. Starting at Pontero Pasture, I caught Radil, Growhog, and Chickbin Male, before moving to the Alpha Caverns to find Lilite, Stalagstone, Funglow, Dracor, Bulldog, and Lumisaur. This puts us at a total of 19 out of the 141 that we need to catch or evolve. Also found some weird lab thing and tried to record and it didn't save. So, yeah. No, stop. No more. We don't need to keep playing that. Let's just move on to day 3. All right. On day 3, I really wanted to make some more progress, and I had a bit more time than the previous days, so I used it. I made a list to see what all needed to be caught, realizing that I had caught an evolution already, as well as the fact I was going to need another Chickbin due to it evolving differently based on gender. On day 3, I caught Chromeleon, which was the last I needed in the Alpha Caverns, before moving to Fable Falls for Cornica, Drippo, and Termitate. Headed to Whispering Woods for Cheerdeer, Sungadem, and Spooter. And then I visited Kygon Canyon to grab Moleroop, Korok male and female, as well as Cashroom. Got Opaline in Dewfall Den, and finally visited Kygon Cliffs to get Macri, Snowkit, Fuzzimp, Elegello, and Cheeruft. This puts our total for day 3 to 36 Tenorians. See, Wasn't that so much better without that obnoxious noise? Anyway. Day 4 was the last day focused around catching Tenorians. After this point, I focused more on evolving, since that was going to take a while, and we had most of the Tenorians caught that we were going to need. Today, I caught Antroop and Chinsony on Route 5, Floridian in Whispering Woods at night, because that's when it spawns, and Whispering Orange in Fable Falls. Then, I made my way to Makoto for some of the more recent areas. There, I caught Owlbarrel, Crustaqua, Cheekrook, Ornitiny, and Boo Bear on the beach, Babite, Urchi, Doll Fantasy, Tillu, and Baboba in the depths, and Dolphib and Wispout in the sunken ship, leaving us at a total of 52 Tenorians caught, though I was still missing a few vital pieces at the time, such as the other Chickbin and the other starters. I would make sure to go back and get them later on. Before starting the next day, I went ahead and organized all the boxes so I knew where everything was going once evolved and caught. On day 5, I really wanted to get a good start on evolving, so I spent almost 3 hours training on the beach to get as much done as possible. This project was about to change for me, though. A lot. And though that definitely slowed down the progress quite a bit, I luckily found a way to speed things up a bit later on, and for you, I will make sure to make this section as quick as possible, or at least as best as I can. Today, I evolved Rootrake into Bushrake, and Bushrake into Arborrake, Stegrai into Dynastigun, Perlazy into Teruger, Bombbeetle into Balisect, Manxo into Dualram, Growhog into Bjorkchop, Kitweed into Pufferall, Radil into Turnish, then Tarutabash, Psycalf into Cowsmic, Calypillar into Calitomb, and then Dracalia, Chickbin male into a Custer, and female into Magician, Macri into Beacon, Citron male and female into Citrine, Spooter into Scarachnid, and finally Useby into Wasp. So, on day 6... Wait, why am I doing it like this? This is going to take forever. You know what? Let's just run through what's left to catch, and then I'll cover all the evolutions for them at once. Surely that'll be a lot easier. Alright, today I caught Rabush, Chihuahua, Brewtree, Climate and Wind, and Rain, Lilpaca, Bellflora, Solemn Blue, Lumaling, Pinsa, Whispling Purple and Blue, Paralyze, Torturous, and Scarasite. After catching those, we had 88 Tenorians registered in the Tanopedia, and then it was time to evolve them all. So, here we go. I evolved Rabush into Lunaire, and then Guardamus, Chihuahua into Aquazal and Jesprit, Pufferall into Dandelion, Citrine female into Citrus, and Citrine male into Zestric, Cornica into Sierrica and Copernica, Antroop into Antikid and Anterror, Cheerdeer into Cheerido, Korok male into Korapunk and female into Gemistar, Dracor into Constructor, Termitate into Termitator, Fuzzimp into Strioger, Opaline into Viperous, Climate and Wind into Blimper, and Climate and Rain into Thoneko, Lilpaca into Poctua, Snowkit into Racold, and then Tanukais, Elegello into Mamutundra, Velflora into Scarfeline, and then Petalpur, Solemn Yellow into Nihilich, and Blue into Magistraith, Stalagstone into Slatrap, Tillu into Mysticade, Baboba into Tapiorca, Dolphib into Carpentoy at night, Boobear into Cubunt, and then Garzer, Cristaqua into Cristizer, Ornitiny into Cotopus and Platagent, Cheekrook into Pyrat, Albarrel into Barangton, Wispout into Spectric and then Terrafray, Lumaling into Illumigant, Urchi into Urchonk and Urchamp, Babite into Maulurk and Hammerer, Lucreep into Hoolagrim, and finally, Wispling Purple into Dullagool, Orange into Vampirer, and Blue into Frostlycan, leaving us at 141 new Tenorians and 155 Tenorians registered in our Tanopedia. Alright, and here is our finished boxes, or mostly finished. As you can see, our first box is fully complete. Everything has been fully evolved. And we've got them all in here, in order. The second box, we are missing a few. Specifically, I have not evolved this because I need a Tenorian with Explosion, and I don't think I have one from looking through the ones that I would have assumed would have had Explosion and didn't. And then I'm also missing just a few here and there that, like, I literally just could not find. I believe it would be Fordrake, Asteroid, and Marmound. But, again, everything else in here in order and fully evolved, including both evolutions for certain ones that have different forms. And then we have our third box. Same thing, we've kind of covered most stuff. I am missing Lampyro, but that was just kind of one that I wasn't too worried about and didn't end up running into. And then I think I've kind of got everything else. On the main, like, wiki page, there was also another Tenorian called, I think, like, Electricath, which it said was somewhere that I don't actually know how to get to. So I didn't worry about that one either. But I've tried to cover the vast majority of Tenorians for this video. And, I mean, I think even though we've missed, what, like, 5 or so, we did also end up getting a shiny. So, honestly, I'm not too mad about missing out on a few. But, yeah. Honestly, I think that that's probably going to be about it. In the next episode, I think we'll start by putting together our new team, now that we've got basically the entire Tanopedia filled out. We've got lots of options. I am definitely going to be keeping our starter. Definitely going to be keeping... I'm definitely keeping these two. And I feel like there was one other that I really... Probably Saluminous. Saluminous will probably stay on the team, but... we'll have to wait and see. As for the other three, honestly, I'm not quite sure yet. I am considering maybe using some of the starters, like the other starters, now that we have them. Or maybe, like, just some of the other, like, really good designs. Like these two here, I quite like. I think Citrus, and I'm not sure what the other one's called. Let me look at my list. Zestric, those two are pretty cool. Beacon is pretty cool. Petalpur, Tapiorca, Platagent, or Hammerer. Just some of the stronger ones. Honestly, I definitely will have to like take a look through and find like a balance between like types and all that stuff. But honestly, I think that'll be something that I'll have to think about in between episodes. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope that this was helpful if maybe there's a Tenorian that in specifically that you've been looking for and haven't been able to find. So now you know where to look. But I will see you on the next one, I guess. Bye, everyone!